Before this video starts, I'd just like to make an announcement. I have the Liberal Tears mug for $14.99 on my website. It is the first link in the description if you want to go pick one up. Don't worry if it breaks when it comes to your house. I'll send you another one for free out of my pocket. I don't care. I want you to get your Liberal Tear mug. It comes in Liberal Tears white with the face, black with the face, white without the face, and black without the face. So pick whichever one you want, and it'll come to your door in about 3 to 5 days. So that should be epic. First link in the description. Thank you. Let's go on with the video.
Why do Muslims commit terror attacks and then...
Why do Jews commit terror attacks?
Go anywhere near the same rate. It's a false equivalence.
Oh, really?
The
equivalence is with the development of the country. As an Asian guy ever committed a terror attack?
Not the same rate at all.
Whoa, why did Pearl Harbor just get the fuck out of your head? That not happen?
That's not a terror.
Oh my God, fuck all Asians. Fuck all Asians,
We
right?
never said that Jews don't commit terrorist attacks,
no,
but they don't
you
commit
said
them
that
at anywhere
all-
near the same rate as Muslims do. That's the point. Everyone commits terrorist attacks, but not anywhere near the same rate as Muslims. And this is more than facts. You have no arguments, dude. You're being pretentious and conceited. Exactly.
Why do Muslims do faith tests before they execute people?
I'm not going to shut up for you, dude. You were talking this entire time, and you have no arguments. Calm the fuck down. What's your problem? No, I'm not going to attack you because I'm not a violent prick like you.
I asked you to shut the fuck up. I shut the fuck up for you. I went like
You
this.
did it. You
You're on fucking camera, bro.
That's fucking pretentious.
All right.
That's not actually listening to me.
Why? What are you afraid I'm a Muslim?
You have no arguments.
I have no
Can you
argument.
actually
Why
refute
don't
my
you shut the
points?
fuck up and check out my
If you refute my points, I will.
I know my rules. I know my rules.
Keep it peaceful, guys.
Look how violent you're getting over a fucking argument.
Trump say?
No, the argument is not. It's called you being rude.
You were doing this while I was talking, bro. That's not respectful. No, you were doing it in a mocking manner. These are not arguments. Can you refute my argument that Muslims disproportionately commit crime as opposed to Jews and Christians?
Can you let me speak?
And terrorism.
Can you let me speak? Let's see what he says.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, man. I honestly lost my track of thought because of what you did. But I'm gonna
Just answer his question, though.
What the fuck did I do?
Just reset the
Okay,
question.
I'll let you. Okay,
Reset the question.
so to phrase it, you said that we claim that Jews don't commit terrorist attacks, so that Christians don't.
Okay.
But we did not claim that. We think that we know that borne out in statistics, Muslims disproportionately commit terrorism as opposed to Jews and Christians. So that's why it's a bigger problem.
No. You are scared of Muslims, I guess, because you think that the major majority has killed people, right?
And that's
Now,
nothing about
hasn't
scaring
there
of
been a
Muslims.
time when a major majority of Asians, as I'm going to go back and say, bombed the fuck out of America?
It was one country, and they didn't. It was one country.
Let him finish, and I want to hear you.
Because somebody
Just let him finish, and I want to hear you. Wait, finish your point, and I want to
The
hear
difference is that Judaism does not command the killing of non-Jews.
Whoa, how did Jews come in here? I'm talking about Asians. Why did Asians just bomb America? And
Because it's not a
somehow-
religion.
Religious reasons,
It's
right?
not for religious reasons.
That was a state
So
actor.
how is it
As far as I know, there's
religious reasons?
That was a
but
state
to
actor.
A bunch of Asians.
That was a state actor.
Well, see,
That-
It was a
again-
state- oh, so there's always a reason why it's okay, but when it comes to
Again, the problem with
Jews,
Islam-
okay, how come we like Germans? Why the fuck do you guys all love Jews, but you guys like Germans? What the fuck?
Because they stopped killing
They
Jews.
stopped killing
Killing is a
Jews?
straw man.
So you're telling me that till today, there has never been a German guy who assassinated at least a fucking, you're gonna tell me this is real, at least a restaurant full of Jews.
Lives. That's my agenda. Let's turn to Jason Collins. This is the sports star that came out. You tweeted this. So Jason Collins is a hero because he's gay. Our standard for heroism has dropped quite a bit since Normandy. Why such a cheap shot against a guy who did a pretty brave thing?
I don't think it's a cheap shot. I think that heroism is defined by willingness to sacrifice in favor of, and take a real personal risk in favor of a noble, larger goal. This may be a noble, larger goal, but I'm
He's
not
the
sure what the risk is.
first male American athlete in history to come out as gay while still playing.
Martina
It's a hell of a
Navratilova
risk.
came out in
I
1981.
said
That was
male.
3 years before I was born.
I said male.
So let me ask you something, Piers. Why do you hate Americans so much that you think this is such a homophobic country that when Jason Collins comes out, it is the biggest deal in the history of humanity? President Obama has to personally call him to congratulate
Why
him.
do I hate America so much?
That you think that we are such a homophobic country.
I think you may be homophobic simply because you said,
Really?
why is Jason Collins a hero? Because he's gay.
I don't understand why.
Why sneer at a guy for coming out when he's being courageous?
I'm not sneering at him for
Aren't
coming
you
out.
the one being homophobic?
I don't think it's homophobic to simply
No?
say we're apathetic about people's personal lives.
You're the one who thinks your government's going to invade and attack you, which is fairly anti-American sentiment.
I don't think that my
You're the
government
one
is going to
thinks
do
this
that.
guy
I think there's a
isn't brave
possibility.
because he came out. So when you call
I
me
think that America is a fundamentally good
homophobic,
place,
you look at
Piers.
your own backyard.
I think that America is a fundamentally good place. The fact is this, Piers, you're British, and a lot of folks have said you should leave the country because you're British. You come on here every night and you speak in a British accent. That doesn't make you a hero. That makes you being who you are. I'm Jewish. I understand. I'm Jewish. I wear a yarmulke on TV, right? There's a lot of anti-Semitism. There are people who are killed in anti-Semitic attacks, you know, per capita, as many hate crimes against Jews as against gays in this country. America is not an anti-Semitic country, and I'm not a hero for wearing a yarmulke. Being who you are in 2013 in America is what America is about. It is not heroic to be who you are publicly. I'm glad for Jason Collins if he feels that he's going to live a happier life now. But it does not make you a hero to be who you are, because America is not a homophobic country.
You know what, Ben? Come off it.
Come off it.
Got to leave it there, but come off it.
Oh, is that
Give the guy a break. He's the first one to come out. He's a brave guy. I applaud him.
I'm glad the president calls him.
To have your first thought to be to get on Twitter and sneer at him?
No,
I'm cheap.
I think what's cheap is ripping on America and calling it essentially a homophobic country. So homophobic that we need to...
calling America homophobic.
Piers,
you're the only one that's mentioned it.
Piers, you cover stories in which man bites dog, not in
You're
which
the only
dog
person
bites
that's
man.
mentioned America's homophobic.
No, you know it's homophobic.
Got to leave it there. But seriously, nobody mentioned America being homophobic. You're going mad.
Then why the big deal?
Ben Shapiro, come back soon. On the grill there, and well roasted he was too. When we come back, Reese Witherspoon's drunken.
So some are asking what's left to protest. Lisa, let's start with you.
Well, there's still more to protest because unfortunately Ferguson was not the first nor the last incident where we have had racial unrest between the police and black Americans in the street. As we know, Sandra died in prison. We don't know if she killed herself. So this is happening all over the country. However, I was not happy to hear that when they had this one-year anniversary march that there was going to be this kind of violence by, you know, one or two idiots. That always happens. It was a very peaceful situation, and there were no incidents until this one situation took place. And I got to tell you, I was mortified. I fell to the floor. I couldn't believe it was going on. But I don't mean to make excuses, but I feel like if there was never a Ferguson to begin with, if there was never a Michael Brown incident, there would never have been a today. There wouldn't have been a year later. There would be no anniversary of any of that. So I do look at historically why these kinds of things never end well. Racism is not good for anybody. It all ends badly for everyone. There are no winners ever. So
Lisa,
we shouldn't have had to have
You bring up history, and I want to go into something that Representative Emanuel Cleaver said on MSNBC's Morning Joe this morning. We have his quote. He said, "I tell people that Ferguson a year ago was 1955. Today it's 1965. So there's been change. It means, though, we are a long way from getting Ferguson into a state where it is part of the 21st century. It's coming, but it's coming slowly." Larry,
unfortunately.
Larry, let me ask you, is that an accurate depiction? Are we in
I haven't
1965?
seen this massive kind of lack of critical thinking since the O.J. Simpson case. This is nonsense. Police shootings against blacks are down 75% over 30 years. And have we forgotten that both the DOJ and the grand jury exonerated Officer Darren Wilson?
Thank you.
Michael Brown did not have his hands up. He was not running away. This is a bunch of nonsense. And crime has gone up because cops have pulled back. Bad guys know that. So the very same people that these protesters claim that they care about in Baltimore, in New York, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, has seen crime go up.
Well, I want to also point, guys, to... Well, hold on one second, Lisa, because I want to talk about a new Pew poll that highlights what Larry was just saying there. 53% of whites and 86% of blacks feel there is more that can be done about racism in America. Both of these numbers are up from 2014. There were only 39% of whites and 78% of blacks believe that racism was an issue in 2014. Larry mentioned all that stuff about the Michael Brown case, which actually sparked this Black Lives Matter movement. But it seems that is just the facade to all this. Obviously, there are racial issues that remain. But where does the Black Lives Matter movement go from this? Because they're not getting their point across, obviously.
That's the issue. When racism is on board, the waters get murky. Once you have a bunch of cops killing a bunch of black men and women, and wrongfully so, we can't now tell the bad guys from the good guys.
The statistics don't bear that out.
What bunch of white cops are killing a bunch of black men?
If we did not have the rabid murders of innocent black people, we would be able to decipher
more whites get killed by cops than blacks do.
Guys and the good
2.5 times as many whites get killed by cops than blacks do. It's nonsense. You're getting black people killed because cops are pulling back and the black guys guys know that. Murders are up 20% in New York City. Baltimore has not seen this level of murders in 40 years. You think there's a connection between this and the nonsense that a lot of these activists are putting out? I certainly do.
It does seem, Larry, you know, based on what you're saying, and you know, that statistic is true. More whites are killed by police than blacks, but it's almost like the Black Lives Matter needs to go back to the drawing board and start over again because
they don't
this
care
whole
about
movement.
The facts don't seem to matter to these people.
The whole movement was based on a false.
Why do we need to go back to the? Why must we go back to the drawing board? Because you said so? I don't think so.
No, not because
Black
I said so,
Lives
Lisa,
Matter
because
is a
it's all
hashtag.
based on the
No, we don't
Michael
have to go
Brown
back to the
killing,
drawing board.
which was proven to be by the DOJ not racially motivated, and Darren Wilson has been acquitted, as Larry was quick to point out.
But we should also mention that
it wasn't racially motivated?
That's right, it wasn't racially motivated. What's your evidence that it was?
Hold on, no, I
What is
think
your evidence
we
that
can
Darren
all
Wilson
agree that
tried
there
to
was
kill
a
Michael
lot of
Brown
confusion.
because Michael Brown is black? Where is your evidence?
And white power, that's a fucking problem, right? Oh my God, look at this racially inspired group from Donald Trump. No, I haven't been practicing. This is what I live. This is what I breathe. This is what I live in. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. You allow Black Lives Matter on campus, but you don't allow white power on campus. Why not? It's the same shit. We both are hate group, but neither are productive. So if you denounce one, denounce the other. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. That's what it is. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you. You kidding me? Let me tell you something. Listen, chill. But let me be honest with you. I just want to say this, right? I want to tell you something right now. African Americans make up 13% of the population, yet commit over 50% of the violent gun and drug crime in the United States.
And you don't think there's a problem?
No, that's true. It's 55%. Okay. Right? So 95% of that is to other blacks. So me as an African American, I have a 2,000 times more likelihood to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event than I do by a white person, a police officer, and a neo-Nazi.
So you don't think that's a
2,000 times more percent. I mean, we're killing us as African Americans. We're killing each other. That's what the real fucking problem is.
Yo, this is a reverse mirror. She supposed to be talking.
I'm being honest with you. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. This is me and my brother right here. We got to stand together, man. Oh, but listen. I'm being honest. If Obama would have stood up and said, "Look, we're killing each other. We've got a problem within the African American community," he would have been phenomenal. But he's gonna make it white people and of course you walked away. Yeah, nothing there. You left, man. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
You're a young motherfucker. The left is too busy playing identity politics.
I'm just being honest. I just had to say that, man. I'm being honest. I'm just completely honest. I'm 2,000 times more likely to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event tonight, than I am any other race, color, creed, or police officer. That's where the fucking pain comes, man. That's sad. I can't hang out in black neighborhoods. I can't do that. I can't because it's a risk for me. It's a risk. It's sad. There's a problem within the African American community and it needs to be addressed. Obama didn't address it because he wanted the black vote, and Al Sharpton didn't address it because he's
voting to bring Ryan in office. Are you serious?
I'm voting for the future. I'm voting.
What future? The future gonna look like fucking X-Men Apocalypse when that shit comes out, man. Damn. I gotta have this fucking Deadpool.
I'm voting for the future of my people. I don't want.
There is no future for us if you vote Trump in. Dude, show me this title. Let's go get some chimichangas or something.
I'm voting for Trump because I want jobs, not welfare. I don't want to be a slave anymore to the.
You're gonna be a slave?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I want a job. I want to work for my own money. I want to have a house. I want to pay for my own stuff with my money that I made from working. I don't want handouts. I don't want handouts. I want freedom. I want actual freedom.
Baby, I want you to get woke, and I want you to stay woke.
Dude, do you have a cell phone on you, dog? Do you have a cell phone? Can I give you something to listen to that will kind of change your mind about this?
It won't.
I promise you it will, my brother. I promise you it will, my brother.
We disagree. I am
What he needs to do.
I am awake.
What he needs to do. Well, you have to seek the real truth because.
Yeah, you gotta find that in yourself.
When you went through the school system, your culture was already taken away. So you had no idea to know how great you really are. As a black man, you don't know. You don't know, and it ain't your fault. It's not your fault.
We can keep saying that we are great all the time, but in reality, we are not. Look at us.
We're not
Look at what we've become.
Look at what
do you mean, look at what we've become? No, look at what this country made us. Look at what this country has pushed us to do, my brother.
Did push us to do that. But at this point, it's no longer the country. It's us doing it.
Go play some fucking line, eat some chimichangas, my brother.
We have options and we choose to ignore them completely. I mean, both of my parents have master's degrees. They got them in the 70s.
Guess what? I have a degree too, bro.
But what I'm saying is they had shit.
My children have a degree.
But what I'm saying is you said the system.
For 3 generations.
But what I'm saying is you said the system puts us down. Right? Well, then why do they have degrees? Shouldn't the system said no? You can't have anything.
Because in this fucked up line, you can't do shit without that piece of paper, my brother.
But you're missing my point.
You have no logical point. You're saying that the system isn't broke. So people with degrees are built on the system. However, for people that survive in this land, on this land, in this country, for you to survive, you gotta have a piece of paper that certifies you whether you right or not. And if you have that paper that says you're certified, motherfuckers are still not certified, my brother.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everybody keeps saying the system is broke, the system holds us down, and all this other stuff.
What I'm saying is, Pikachu in office for 2016. I'm out of here, folks. See ya.
And that's what happens when somebody doesn't have a logical argument. You start doing that shit.
Don't be a scheme in their plans to undermine minorities.
I'm not trying to undermine minorities. I'm trying to break you free of democratic slavery.
You're a part of their scheme to hold down minorities.
I want a job. I want a future that's mine. I don't want handouts from the government.
Do you want equal rights for your people? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I haven't seen Donald Trump.
KKK, Stormfront, all of these white supremacist groups are actually in support of Trump. Explain that to me. Explain that to me.
Those same groups were in support of John McCain. Those same groups were in support of pretty much any Republican.
No, they say that Donald Trump is the first candidate that he can get behind. Donald Trump is the first candidate.
You know what? Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, both of them, endorsed by Robert Byrd. Went to his funeral. Robert Byrd is a grand cyclops of the KKK. Hillary Clinton spoke at his funeral and said that, oh, the Congress would never be the same without him. So I really don't care. I guess everyone in the Senate has some kind of KKK ties or something. I really don't care. I don't care about the KKK.
No. African American?
No, I don't.
Do you find it an issue that Donald Trump hasn't addressed Black Lives Matter movement or equal rights?
Black Lives Matter. I can tell you why. Because Black Lives Matter is a movement that shouldn't even exist. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? Go to Chicago. Tell them that Black Lives Matter. All you people want to go to the streets and complain, oh, they got shot by the cops. But you don't want to go to Chicago and say, we're killing each other in droves. So much that we can't even count the numbers. There's so much death in some areas of black communities that the cops don't even come there. You're talking about Black Lives Matter. How much do they matter to you? Because they matter to me.
Is minuscule to violence on black people by white officers. I don't know what world you live in.
It doesn't matter when we're killing each other off so fast that the cops won't even come into our own area where we live.
It's part of the plan.
You say that as if there is a white-on-white crime, as if there is a Hispanic or Hispanic crime.
What I'm saying is we're killing our community extremely. We're killing our communities extremely.
Don't say we, because you're not our community. Don't say we, you're not with us. Because we not killing our community. You don't do that. Don't say we.
Tell that to
you see us, we're here supporting.
Tell that to Chicago. You can't. He's saying, look, right across the river.
That's like me going to tell it's like you going to tell a class member. That's like me telling a class member, don't hang me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, like I know. It's the real world. And the real world we live in, you are like me. My skin is your skin. So guess what? When it all boils down to it, we are the same. We're equal. I don't give a fuck how much money you have or what. At the end of the day, you are black like I am black. They give no fuck about nothing else besides that.
Neither does the other side.
What's the other side? Other side. This is Donald. You have Make America Great Again. Donald Trump does not want to make it great again. How? He does not support Mexicans, not Jews, not Muslims, not blacks, no one but his own kind. The rich, not even whites. Not even whites. Guess what? When it all boils down,
Me and you gonna be in the bucket together. Guess what? Because you're supporting him, he gonna fuck you in the end. Guess what? He's fucking you. Think he's not? Tell me any day. You eat this right here. Plain and simple, this right here. Nothing else. Nothing else. Black, your skin color.
Make this about race. It's not
It's
about
what it is.
I'm an American.
So am I.
Anything. I'm an American.
No. When white people look at you, the first thing you are is black, sir.
Middle class, you're fucking poor.
You're black.
Hello, everyone. Hey, I'm just stopping by to remind you that liberals are insane. Social justice warriors are becoming more violent and triggered than ever before. Anyways, be sure to subscribe to KGP TV on YouTube and have a blessed day. Yeah, man.